Wemby's not next. Wemby is now.
Dog.
Bro, what did we just watch? I know he's done things. I know he's done things in the past couple seasons to make us go, holy crap. But holy crap. What did
Yo,
it's the torch passed. It's Pat, we're good.
Are we overreacting?
No,
No,
we're not.
no, okay, no, okay.
We're not. Let's get to the box score. Victor Wembanyama is not from this world. Don't even have to put his stats down. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. Castle with 22, 7, and 6. Dylan Harper with a nice debut, 15-4 for the Mavericks. Anthony Davis with 22-13. PJ Washington, 17-5. And Cooper Flagg is not a point guard. We'll get to that in a second. Just had to throw it out there. But Victor Wembanyama is just the story. This is the story of the game. You know, when I was watching the game, take notes, mental notes, physical notes, and the notes that I had in the first half was like, wow, the Spurs are really looking to run the basketball. Like they're getting out and they're going. They're using their athleticism. They're trying to get easy baskets. They're trying to run fast breaks. And Wembanyama exceeded in that. Castle was fantastic in that as well. Devin Vassell was good in the half court. They just looked like a very athletic, quick team, which is, you know, if you don't watch the Spurs very often, you don't realize the kind of athletes that they have. But they have athletes, and they can run and they can get up and down, and all game. And the Mavs kept up with them in the first half. And the second half, the Spurs just blew them away. But to get to the story of the game, I mean, let's not even just bury lead. What are we watching with Victor Wembanyama? Because that was some of the most insane. That was one of the more insane games I've ever seen. He had 40 points and 15 rebounds, and obviously we've seen better box scores than that. But in the manner that he scored, I'm talking like reverse dunks off an alley-oop, reverse dunks going baseline while getting fouled, hitting fadeaway jumpers on Anthony Davis. This is Anthony Davis. This is like one of the best defenders of our generation on Anthony Davis and getting fouled, hitting floaters going out of bounds on Anthony Davis. Just, I don't have words.
Step back threes and getting fouled, like
just insane. Like what I just watched was absolutely insane. And I know that he's had moments and he's had flashes of that. He's had big games. But going into the season, the Spurs had a lot of hype around them. There are a lot of people picking them to make the playoffs. We had Warren Shaw from the NBA Baseline podcast on our show saying that Victor Wembanyama is his MVP pick.
Yep.
So there's a lot of hype surrounding Victor Wembanyama. And for him to put on that performance was, I mean, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I have no words. And for me, if you watch the San Antonio Spurs play, like you see the vision. You see the vision with athletes. I thought Dylan Harper played a fantastic game, running up and down the floor, finishing at the rim. I thought he took good shots, was smart with the basketball, smart cutting without the basketball. Just high IQ, Spurs basketball, fast-paced, running it down your throat. It's just, this team is going to be a lot to deal with.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem. Even we talked about with Vic, like even when if he has a bad game by his standards, right, it would still be like 20-10 with some blocks here and there. But in this past like season, he's had games where he would do one or two things where it would be like, what the heck was that? And that just kept happening throughout the course of this game against a team that has one of the more formidable front lines in the league, right?
Yeah.
So that's the part that you kind of like, wait, hold on.
Outside of Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Davis is the best interior defender in the league.
Right? And then you have AD, you have Derek Lively, like they have size on your front line, but that size doesn't look like size next to Victor Wembanyama. I always go back to past episodes when we were talking about him before he got drafted. And I remember when I was watching him when he was playing like against the G League Ignite, and he was coming down and doing like, he was dribbling the ball against a center, and he looked like a forward playing against a guard. But that guy was 6'11" that he was going against. He just, apparently he grew in all season. He spending time with the monks that everybody keeps talking about, but his aggressiveness in the paint has just like ratcheted up, and like tonight he looked unstoppable. And it's kind of scary. It's if you're a Spurs fan, you're like, yes. If you're another team, like what do we do with this? What
I'm a
do
Knicks fan, Eastern Conference. I'm like, we got to get our chip today, like this year.
like today,
We got to get
like
this year.
right now,
We have to
right
get it this year. There's no other option.
right now, because he's only gonna keep getting better. That's I mean, everybody talked about like he's gonna keep getting better because his work ethic is through the roof,
Yeah.
and you see like the highlight of this game is going to be ridiculous because you're going to see everything from turnarounds, touch around the baskets, long range shots, like you said, ridiculous reverse dunks off alley oops, driving and one like it was just like
Running the
okay,
break, leading the break, like
leading the break,
everything.
making no look passes off the like it was ridiculous. And another point you made was that the Spurs have been like they have athletes they've been trying to push the tempo run with him leading the break or even trailing. It works. They did all this without Fox, who's probably the fastest player in the league.
Yeah.
And that's going to be their lead guard. So what's that going to look like when he comes back? Like this, right? That's I was like that. I was thinking the whole time when they were making that one run. I was like, geez, they're doing this without. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
It was man. That was after a while. I wasn't even paying attention to the game. I'm like, get Vic back in the game, please. I want to see what he's going to do next. Like
It's just insane. Just one of the more insane performances I've seen, maybe in a long time. I mean, NBA basketball is back. It's the first game of the season.
yep.
We have tried our best not to overreact to things. I have said in every single video that I try to take things 10 games at a time, not one
Yep.
game at a time. You don't want to overreact to one game, one loss. You don't want to overreact to the first 1 or 2 games of the season, right? Do 10 games, see where your team's at, look at trends, look at habits, and then go from there. But holy crap.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Like what I mean, I'm going to react how I'm going to react after seeing that. It's just insane. Now, I kind of want to talk about the Mavs for a little bit. You know, there's been some hype going into the season with them as well. Stephen A. Smith said that if they're healthy, they win a championship. And I don't mean to laugh at Mavs fans or the Mavericks in general. Just thought that was ridiculous. They didn't have Kyrie Irving, to be fair. The decision to start Cooper Flagg at point guard was a very interesting decision to me because Cooper Flagg, to me, is not somebody who I want distributing the basketball as his main job, leading the fast break as his main job. You know, there was a lot of talk at halftime on Twitter and amongst some media members that maybe, you know, he's suggesting he's having a bad game. I was in some group text like, what the hell's going on with Cooper Flagg? I didn't think he had a bad first half at all. I just think he was doing what a point guard does, which is lead the break and make the right pass at the right time, and he wasn't looking for his shot. He got more aggressive in the third quarter, had a really nice third quarter scoring the basketball, and I think that's what he should be. I think starting him at point guard made absolutely no sense to me. You know, he's more somebody who's a wing, who can run the floor. Kenny Smith said this on the, I was going to say NBA on TNT, but the ESPN show, halftime show, he said essentially, I want Cooper Flagg receiving the ball. I want him scoring the basketball. He's passing it to people who he's better than. And I agree with that. So I'm kind of confused as to why Jason Kidd, you know, went that route and did what he did. I know Kyrie's out, but I think there could have been better options. But overall, this box score is going to look like Cooper played bad, and I don't think he played bad. He wasn't special. Like, he didn't stand out. There was nothing that you could point to and be like, oh, that guy's going to be great, right? If you were an alien, you came down and watched basketball, you saw one alien play. And then
You'd be like, hey, that guy, I know
oh,
him.
I saw him at the corner store. Back in the planet.
Yeah, right.
That guy, Cooper Flagg, he looks like a normal human being, right? He didn't stand out. So, to me, you know, the Mavs, they look slower. Just the Spurs just looked like a fresher, younger, better team than the Mavs. And I know the Mavs didn't have Kyrie, but, you know, for a team that had a little bit of hype around them, you know, we did a video about them maybe being dark horse contenders over the offseason. Sure didn't look like it today. Again, one game. Don't want to panic. Don't want to make proclamations, but vast difference between both teams.
Yeah, I think we don't want to overreact. Again, we're not overreacting. People calm down. It is one game. I think with Cooper, clearly you try to balance his development with team success, and the one thing it's clear that what Jason Kidd wants to do is have the ball in his hands, and kind of like he did with Giannis in the past when he coached the Bucks. Cooper looked more like Cooper in the third quarter in terms of like being more aggressive, looking for his own shot, like, and still being unselfish, but being more aggressive. Like the first half, it looked like you said, it looked like he was just somebody else trying to bring up the ball and kind of set up the offense. And like you need more of that third quarter aggression, and if that calls for you, if you still want to start him at the point, I guess moving forward, the one thing they did was at the start of the third quarter was run a play for him to get an open shot, like off the curl, like have sets for him to so that he knows, hey, you don't have to start off slow. Like we need you
Right.
being aggressive,
Right.
going through. Like you can have him as I guess a primary ball handler for his development if that's what you want to do, but make sure like that doesn't take away from his aggressiveness of attacking the rim or looking for a shot. Granted, it's hard to attack the rim when there's a 7'7" guy just standing in the paint. A couple of times he looked like he was trying to make a move and he kind of pulled back because Victor was right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he barely like I think he missed a couple early shots and then he stopped looking for a shot in the first half, which um with this team, I guess they need him to be aggressive. Like
They need
you
him to
said,
score the
Kyrie.
basketball, especially with Kyrie
Yeah,
out. They need him to score the basketball because they really had Anthony Davis and PJ Washington, and that was it.
yeah. I
Um,
don't. I don't think. I don't. I mean, Clay had a.
Clay did not look good today.
Yeah, Clay did not look good. Have was 4 for 13. So I mean, it comes down to if they. I hear the same thing with people saying like they're a dark horse. So we felt that way, but it comes down to they need to be healthy. If they get Kyrie back, that would make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was really still surprised that they went with the starting lineup. I thought it was just something they were trying out in preseason, just to
His
just to
first
throw it
game.
out
I
there
just don't understand that. Like you
for
draft
his
this
first
kid.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Like
lot of pressure.
there was no like the NBA comparisons for Cooper Flagg, like his ceiling were like he could be Jason Tatum, he could be Kawhi Leonard. Let's throw him at point guard. What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't
They've,
make
I mean,
any sense.
they've been stuff. They've been saying like he's the best passer on the team. I've
You could
heard.
still
I've
be a
seen
good passer from a wing position, though.
from the
I
wing
mean, there are
position
plenty of
exactly. So,
passers who are good. Like Kobe was a really good passer when he wanted to be. You know,
yeah,
like when he wanted to be a passer, like they were good passers from wing positions. Like you see them all the time.
yeah.
I
So I mean, I don't. I was surprised. Like I guess I was surprised that was the starting lineup they were going with to start the season. Yeah, and not maybe like I would prefer personally. I would prefer if they went with I guess who would be like D'Lo as their starting point guard, and
yes,
then maybe
yes.
have him as the secondary like point guard if you want when you take D'Lo off the floor. But don't having him start his first game at the point facing a team like that who like your like Castle was ready. Like your Spurs defense were ready. They were getting stops. They were
They
pushing the
were. They were
tempo. Like
pressuring
they
the
were
ball
ready
and
to run
everything.
down.
Yeah,
Say that again.
yeah. They were pressuring the ball and everything. They were.
Yeah, exactly. So like it made a difference. So, but like you said, it wasn't like he had a horrible game. He
No.
just didn't look like the number one pick that he is until that like that little stretch he had in the third quarter. That's when he looked more like himself. But like a lot of his plays are not going to come from scoring. Like he's not. To me, Cooper Flagg's not going to be a scorer. It's more so his defense, his impact on other sides of the ball. But they need to make sure he's aggressive, even if they're going to have him starting the point.
He just shouldn't blend in. That's my point. Like you should watch a game with Cooper
Yeah.
Flag on the court and be like, he's one of the best players on the court, if not the best player on the court. Eventually, as time goes on. But again, game one of his whole freaking career. Like we're not gonna make.
Yeah.
I just think Jason Kidd should stop the point guard experiment right now. You have D'Angelo Russell.
Maybe he doesn't trust D'Lo like that.
I mean, I barely trust D'Lo sometimes, but he's a professional. Like he's a point guard in this league. Like I'm not gonna be here and I'm not gonna embarrass myself and say he's not good enough to start a spot start or for a couple weeks or whatever, however long Kyrie's out, months, whatever. D'Lo can handle that job. Like he's done it his whole career. What are we doing here?
Yeah. So yeah, that was surprising. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens next game. So that was surprising. But after watching this game, does this make you? Do you kind of see the Spurs as like a contender, or
No.
is this just
Not a contender, but I think I look at them now as like, and it's one game again, but it's like, okay, I could see why people are saying they could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The West is so deep though, man. It's
The West is crazy.
You got the freaking Warriors who looked really good, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Utah Jazz. Who won by fucking what?
The Utah. Who did the Jazz beat? I didn't quite see that.
Let me look at the score. 129 to 108 against the Los Angeles.
Against who? I'm sorry, I didn't.
35 at one point.
I'm sorry. Who did they beat again?
The Los Angeles Clippers.
Oh, okay. It's one game. We're not gonna overreact, but my Clipper take is standing strong right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Terrible. All right. Well, listen, that's going to do it for today's dime recap of
the
Spurs-Mavs. We're going to be
Alien
doing a
versus
lot
the
of Spurs games,
Mavs.
I feel like, this year. We're going to do a lot of Spurs games this year. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be fun.
Mhm.
So make sure you follow us everywhere at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab AKS. And we'll see you tomorrow for more game recaps. Peace.